On an ordinary morning in Amman, a father walks his children to school. He bends down to hug them, and a stranger passes by his left ear for less than 1 second. No sound, no panic, no visible sign that anything happened. But this tiny moment sets off one of the most unexpected diplomatic standoffs of the 1990s, drawing in a king, a prime minister, intelligence agencies, and the entire region. This is the story of an operation designed to be invisible, yet it became one of the most public intelligence events of its time. 47 days before the incident, 2 men quietly entered Jordan using Canadian passports. They rented a small apartment in the Assassination district, stayed mostly indoors, and maintained a predictable daily routine. Although they appeared like ordinary visitors, they were members of Mossad's covert unit known as Kidon. Their assignment focused on planning a highly controlled operation targeting Khaled Mashal, a senior political figure within Hamas. For weeks, they documented his routes, his meetings, and especially his morning schedule with his children. Each morning, Mashal drove his children to Ibn Khaldun school. The act of stepping out of the car, guiding his children toward the gate, and exchanging a final goodbye presented a narrow window of opportunity. The chosen method involved a fast-acting toxic compound engineered to leave little trace, to mimic a medical emergency, and to avoid immediate detection. If administered successfully, the cause would appear natural before doctors could identify the root problem. At 8:10 a.m., Mashal arrived in his white Toyota Camry. He parked, opened the rear door, and helped his children step out. As they walked toward the school gate, his daughter suddenly turned back to give him one more hug. This small, innocent moment changed the timing and angle of the operation. When Mashal leaned forward, one of the operatives approached from behind, pretending to speak loudly on a mobile phone. The second operative passed close to Mashal and released a tiny droplet of the substance behind his left ear using a modified spray device. The plan assumed Mashal would not feel anything, but he reacted immediately. He felt a sharp burning sensation and turned abruptly, shouting as he rubbed the side of his head. This sudden reaction attracted the attention of bystanders. One of them, Mohammed Abu Saif, a Hamas official who happened to be dropping off his own child, noticed the suspicious movement. Abu Saif ran toward the agents. A physical struggle broke out between him and one of the operatives. Nearby doormen and parents intervened, and the situation escalated rapidly. Within minutes, Jordanian police arrived and detained the 2 men, who initially claimed to be Canadian citizens. However, inconsistencies in their documents soon raised questions about their true identities. While the suspects were taken into custody, Mashal's condition deteriorated. He complained of dizziness, weakness, and a sense of fading consciousness. Paramedics recorded his blood pressure as significantly low and transported him to the Islamic hospital. Doctors struggled to diagnose his condition because his symptoms resembled several unrelated medical emergencies. Without the correct antidote, his condition was expected to worsen quickly, yet no one knew the exact cause. Jordanian intelligence briefed King Hussein shortly after the arrests. When the king learned that the suspects were believed to be Mossad operatives, he took immediate action. He contacted Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and informed him that Jordan required the antidote urgently. Netanyahu, facing significant pressure at home and abroad, authorized sending the antidote and a medical team to Amman by helicopter. The situation escalated into an international issue, drawing intense regional attention. Over the next several days, negotiations expanded beyond the medical urgency. Jordan insisted on a broader resolution involving political and humanitarian considerations. Eventually, Israel agreed to release several prisoners, including Sheikh Ahmed Yassin, the spiritual leader of Hamas, in exchange for the return of the Mossad operatives. This agreement became one of the most notable prisoner exchanges of the decade. On September 29th, the exchange was completed and the operatives were returned to Israeli custody. Mashal gradually recovered after receiving the antidote and extensive medical treatment. The event significantly influenced public perception and political messaging across the region. Jordan reassessed aspects of its security cooperation with Israel. Canada issued a formal protest regarding the use of forged Canadian passports in the operation. Inside Israel, the incident led to internal reviews, and several officials experienced notable political pressure as the consequences of the operation unfolded. A single droplet, released in less than a second, reshaped regional diplomacy, altered political calculations, and triggered an unexpected chain of negotiations.
نحن وصلنا مدينة الحسين الطبية، وهناك تم إدخالنا إلى غرفة في المستشفى. تجمع حولي الأطباء. هنا زادت حالتي سوءا، زاد إحساسي بالنعاس، حتى أتذكر آخر تلك اللحظات أجلسوني، لأن شعروا أنه وأنا مستلقي على السرير بدأت أنام. يعني حالة النعاس كانت شديدة، ويبدو أن السم المستعمل من خصائصه إحداث حالة النعاس، لأنه كما عرفت لاحقا أنه السم يضرب.
At the same day, prayed twice. At the beginning I prayed that Khaled Mashal will die. But when it was failed, I prayed that he will recover, because I knew that if he will recover, it will be also the beginning of the rehabilitation of the relations between Israel and Jordan.
آثمة استهدفت حياته. من التأكيد على أنه هكذا أساليب لا يمكن أن تقبل بحال من الأحوال.